Well, today is a new day. Give thanks for life. All praises to the Lord, we're safe and we're sanctified. Now make them stress me. We are all of vibes. Alright, welcome back to SouFLoTV again, everybody. It is your host with the most. Listen, today is Sidem's birthday. I am guessing because from Vybz Kartel's official site, it says a very heart-rendering message to Sidem. I'm going to read this message to you, right? And then I'm going to say something quite controversial, and then we're going to get into the talk. You might not see my face again on this video, but hang in there, alright? Happy birthday, Sidem. 10 years ago, behind the darkest walls, love found me in the form of you. You held me down when life tried to break me. Now, with over a year of freedom, I wake up beside the woman who stayed when she never had to. Hashtag one Sidem. You're my peace, my muse, my forever dream and reality. I never want to lose you. May our love walk every lifetime together. Hashtag forever. Happy birthday, baby. And then emojis, a heart emoji with a 100, and then 2 champagne glasses, and then a bottle, and then I love you forever. Listen, happy birthday to them. If the boss says our birthday is our birthday, the people are waiting on 3 things. They're waiting on a wedding, they're waiting on the baby, and they're waiting on a breakup. Yes. Let's talk about it. Alright? You won't see my face again throughout this video, but listen to what I said to Uno, and I'll catch you at the end. Big up on yourself. And again, happy birthday to them. They're out of love, we aren't. Yeah, that's one of the singles of Vybz Kartel's album that is up for Grammy. It's been nominated. This is his 2nd nomination for a Grammy. And we're predicting that he will be the winner of the 2026 Grammy Awards for Best Reggae Album of the Year. But that's for a whole other video. Also, for those inquiring minds who don't know or want to know, he is also in Jamaica right now, presently boots on the ground, taking care of a lot of people through his Adidja Palmer Foundation. But I know that we'll come to talk about. We'll come to talk about Sidem. We'll come to talk about Sidem's birthday. We'll come to heal her up and big her up and say anything the boss said, that it is. And happy birthday to Sidem. And I said that the people are waiting on 3 things. They're waiting on a baby, they're waiting on a wedding, and they're waiting on a breakup. Yeah, well, if people want to see them mash up. So let's get into it, right? This very touching note that he wrote to Sidem, the whole happy birthday Sidem 10 years ago behind the darkest walls, love found me in the form of you. I see somebody left a comment that said, the boss went to prison as a gangster and him come out soft. Well, you hear what? Sometimes in life you have to soften up a little bit. You know what I say? Yeah, you can be tough all your life because the toughness thing, it only works so far. See? Now, the man said, I wake up beside the woman who stayed when she never had to. People, y'all remember when I said, if a Jamaican girl had done the same thing that Sidem had done, that's who would have been in the space that Sidem is. They don't like me when I talk truth, but I have to talk truth, right? I'm going to drag y'all memory a little bit. Remember when Vybz Kartel first came out of prison? I remember he came out with that orange bandana wrapped around his face and them dark glasses and another one wrapped around his head, and Sidem was under his arm. He literally came out and went into her arms. And it was a media frenzy since then. Crowd had gathered, lots of cameras out, crazy people were streaming TikTok live, and multiple videos going live across social media platforms of him walking out of prison. And remember that look on Sidem's face at that moment. I think that was the first moment she actually really realized the magnitude of who she was with. She knew before that, yeah, it's Vybz Kartel and I like his music and a lot of people like him, but she never experienced being outside with him or in his presence before, in his company. You could almost see fright. It was like she was frightened as hell. And we're not talking about frightened as in when you're frightened for people things. We're talking about genuine fright, like, oh my God, like it is what it is, right? Who would have known that that was the beginning of a whole new chapter? And their life has been something of a fairy tale, a whirlwind since his release from prison. So, Sidem to me is a woman of vision because they already told us their story, right? Their story is that she pretty much pursued the situation because she felt from a longer time gone by that this is who she was destined to be with. And she pursued it like this is who she was destined to be with. You know what I'm saying? And she stayed the course. A lot of women would have and did say, Cha, him there prison. Them give him life. Vybz Kartel was given 38 years before he was even eligible for parole. And then they scaled it back to 35. So 35 years before you're even eligible for parole. He's already like 13 years in before, like right when he got out, right? So you got to understand, most women on the outside, even if them didn't like Cartel to death, they weren't touching that situation with a long stick because they're like, too much man there road that's free that I can build a life with. They couldn't see the vision that Sidem was seeing. And this is why this man is so in love with this girl because them can't see the vision that she was seeing. Her vision that she was seeing was past all that. She done Sidem in her mind done broke him out of prison. They were already touring the world together. She was already on a private jet with him. They were already traveling places in her mind. They have a saying that they say you have to visualize it first and then you have to speak it into existence and you have to work towards making it happen and then it will happen because everything that happens in the physical first manifests itself in the spiritual realm and in your mind, in your meds, in your imagination, whatever you want to call that space there. And then you bring it to fruition in front of you by putting in the works and having faith, a whole mountain of faith. Well, so then she did just that. She had a whole mountain of faith. She had more faith than all the other women had. Because all the other women were like, yeah, a cartel still, but him not come out of prison for now. I mean, sideline my life for no man we're in a prison. In a business, how great him is. So Saddam was like, yeah, I'm here and I'm here to stay. You know what I'm saying? Then let's talk about this now. I said they're waiting for a wedding, they're waiting for a baby, and they're waiting for a breakup. Let's address all three. Happy birthdays to them. All right. Let's address all three. They're waiting for a wedding. Let's start there. Of course, everybody is asking, when are they going to get married? And then, of course, some of us are saying, I don't think marriage is the priority again. Like, you are allowed to have your priorities shift. You don't have to do things in a regimented manner and in other people's timing. You have to do things in your timing. Vybz Kartel came out of prison, and Vybz Kartel knows that he is a big deal. But I don't think Vybz Kartel himself could have even imagined what took place after that. Was he in demand? Is he in demand? Y'all see for yourself, right? But I don't think he understood what magnitude of stardom was about to happen and how far this was going to go and how fast this train was going to start moving. So marriage right now, to do a big wedding with both families and all this other stuff, I'm not trying to make no excuse for them. That a fit them business. They must know what they're doing. But from me looking in from the outside, I'm thinking now ain't the time for that. It's easy to put a marriage or wedding together. Shit, they might have already been married. They go get married quietly and don't say nothing to nobody. You don't ever know. It's not like we know the interior workings of the people in business. I just know that right now the people are looking for a wedding simply because Cartel said a couple of times there is going to be a wedding. He is going to marry to them. One day he said it was going to be by the end of the year. Well, the end of the year passed and gone. The next thing he said, it's going to happen by my birthday, and I'm a Capricorn, and it's not passing my birthday. And then his birthday passed and gone. And then him said, it's happening, but I don't want it to happen in the UK. When he went for the Mobile Awards, he said he wants it to happen in Jamaica, in a theme place, but he wants both sides of the family to be there, her side and his side. And then that never happened neither, because the next thing we know, he was not even in Jamaica no more. He was based in the United States of America now. And that took precedence because he was in great demand. Then came the sold out at the Barclays, returned to New York City, shut that down back to back, went back again a couple weeks later, and been on a world tour, whirlwind ever since. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, so as far as the wedding stuff goes, people are waiting for that. And I don't have nothing to say when them are going to do it, because I don't know. Yo, I got to keep on talking about, like, the next one. The next one is the baby. People are waiting for the baby. There are people out here who actually say stuff like, Cartel go to prison and come out, and them sperms them spoil up. Why for that? Cause man, if you talk about the next man's sperms, but but you get the drift, right? They say he's shooting blanks. Them say him can't breed to them. Them say he might try, but it not work. Personally, I actually think she the type of girl that she don't want to be just a baby mama. You know what I'm saying? She don't want to just have him baby and be a next one and be him baby mother them. She wants to be the wife. She wants to be the one queen in the castle. I have the ring. We're solid on paper. And we seal up the relationship with the baby now. So I think Sidem is of the mindset that you're going to marry me and then we're going to have a baby. But you're not going to make me have baby and promise me marriage and we never get to the marriage. And I think that's what her thing is. Just thinking, again, I'm not in their relationship, so I don't know. Tell me in the comment section if you think I am right or wrong. You know, the next one, coming on dwell upon the baby thing too much. The next one is a breakup. The three things people are waiting for: the wedding, the baby, and the breakup. I think they're waiting on the breakup for sure. Y'all remember, let me drag your memory again. Y'all remember when Cartel first came out? Y'all remember when Sidem was now front and center in everything? Y'all remember how a lot of people used to cuss Sidem? They used to be all over social media talking about one shorty. A one shorty was say, short boss run the place. We don't know who is Sidem. We don't want to see her. And Carter was like, what, yo, the brother, him get vexed one time, you know. He was like, listen, me put her in at the house. If we don't like her, they go take her out then now. You know, the man have to get cross with the people them and make them know say it's his life and he knows who's good for him. And you see, once he put his foot down and him started defending to them, and he started letting the world know say you can't come around there so with your foolishness and friggery, I see them, me say, watch how everybody gravitated towards Sidem. And then it started being one Sidem. It wasn't one Sidem before. Before it was when I was Sidem. Before it was the girl is an opportunist. Before it was like a she break up Shorty and Cartel. And Shorty been there since day one. Before it was like, who is this white girl from England? Remember, I know she's not even white. You know what I'm saying? Before, it was like, oh, remember the conspiracy theory? Agents sent her to capture Vybz Kartel's riches, his wealth, to make sure that all the money he's making will go back into the white community or will be taken away by a woman. All kind of foolishness they came up with. They've been waiting on a breakup. A lot of the times when Sidem voiced her opinion about something, you could tell she a bit spicy. Cartel also said it on video in the early part of them relationship. I think before he realized, say, you know what, I'm not sure them people are nothing more but what go on behind the scenes. Remember when he came out and said, yo, my life is a drama, you know. Him said my life is a drama, you know. When she get mad, she fling everything. Like you was like she fling plate, pot, spoon, paper, everything she fling. And everybody was like, oh shit, does she? So she the type to get mad and mash up couple things too. Oh my God, this is gonna be toxic. He's not gonna stay with her for long. Him now come out at 13 years of prison, come live them kind of life there with 1 million woman a road where want him and all these things, right? And they were in it, praying for a breakup, praying for a breakup. Every time them look like them have a little something. Cartel traveled somewhere and he traveled without Sidem being there. The whole comment section, where is Sidem? Oh God, him a cheat past Sidem now. Him have next woman now. May I tell you Sam soon left her? He was only with her because he was behind bars and she was holding him down and he had somebody, a female, who was checking for him. But now that he's free and he's out here seeing the kind of females he likes, so them ain't one because she know round and thick with one big ghetto body like that. Her body no built like a brick house. And them the kind of girl the cartel like. Cartel like ghetto girl and shorties and ghetto girl and see them no full of tattoos and shorty like girl, cartel like girls were full of tattoos and blah blah blah. They kept going, right? The whole time I'm looking and I'm thinking, do you know how long 13 years is? You ever been in trouble before where you said, God, please take me out of this? God, please, if you take me out of this, I swear to God, I will start to serve you from this day forward. God, please, take me out of this, please. When you can't find no other way out, have you ever been, let me make it more relatable then. You ever get so high or so drunk yet that you have to pray through the high and the drunk? Or you're like, God, please take this off of me. If you take this off of me, I'll never smoke weed again. Are you high as an astronaut in space? Not true. Yeah, and then what happened? The next day you wake up, you're normal, see? But you feel a bit shaky. So you let go the smoking for about 2-3 days. You're going back again. I say all that to say this. Cartel went in a dark place, fam. And while he was in the dark place, he prayed many prayers. Me not have to ask you, me I tell you. See? And the man changed. You know how long 13 years is? That's a long Ross time. That's over a decade for a man to change his complete outlook on life. Learn your lesson. When the Most High sit you down, because the Most High said, I chose you and I gave you gifts that no one else has. That is why you are the king of this. That is why people admire you so much. That is why your influence is so strong. I know you do this. I did this. I chose you for this. But you're out here wilding out. Like Cartel said, he was wilding 2.0, right? Yeah, you out here wilding out and you're not listening to me and I'm trying to get to you, my servant. So I'm going to sit you in a place where I make them heathen people, I have them wait for a minute, thinking they're exalting themselves, while I will abase you so you can listen to what I'm saying to you. And God talked to him in there. Trust me. God talked to him in there in prison. And when he came out a changed man, as we can all see, you know? So Sidem is a part of the change. We'll look for like a girl with full of tattoo and big body and that's who he would marry. We're looking for a straight ghetto girl who is not too eloquent in her speech and that is who he would marry or that is who he would actually wife up then. Kind of could be married on paper. It could be married as in just being with him all the time. The woman he shares his bed, his house with. No, it turned into somebody totally different, right? Let's not forget how them used to drag Sidem and says she's a white woman and Kartel is a self-hater because him used to bleach him skin, and since him can't bleach him skin no more, him figure, frigate, let me go get a white woman instead, and all these other things. Listen, Sidem has been through it. Again, I call her a woman of vision because she really had vision. And I said it before and I'll say it again. If a black woman from Jamaica who had something going about herself had actually pursued him in the way that Sidem did and stayed loyal to him in the way that she did. Remember, she wasn't sure if he was coming out of prison. She was sure in her mind. She was sure in her mind, and everybody was laughing at her. Everybody was laughing at this woman, saying she crazy. She needs to pack up and go on back to England. He ain't coming out. They not letting him out. You're looking like a clown, right? Man clown, see them. They used to say all kinds of stuff about her. But in her mind, she was sure as hell. And now I look at these pictures that he posted with this very heartfelt happy birthday message, and each picture tells a story. Because I'm looking at the picture when he first came out of prison, and she has that frightened look on her face. I'm looking at the other two pictures of him behind bars, and he's behind bars, and she comes to visit him while he's in prison. And then I'm looking at the picture where they looks like they're in the UK, possibly at the Mobile Awards, and I'm thinking, wow, remember when people said Cartel is being strategic? He's using Sidem because he has to use her so he can access the UK. Like if him get married to her, then him can access the UK through legal papers. Well, guess what? All him papers free up, and he flew to the UK without marrying Sidem. So then what did they have to say after that? Nothing else. You see me? Then I'm looking at other pictures. I'm looking at the picture of them sitting there just looking very refined and forward, like it's been a year. The year that it's been has feeling like 10 years. I'm looking at other pictures of him on tour. I mash up the place. The one that is super significant is the one where they're standing beside the white G-Wagon. They had just landed in the United States of America. Do you know how many people said, even if he comes out of prison, he can't get a visa to enter Uncle Sam's place. He'll never travel back to the USA again. Maybe he could travel to the UK if Sidem married him, but he could never travel to the US again. And the first place the man dropped to rotted is in the US of A. It was done after that. And he didn't drop in the US of A and scrape through customs and had to go hide and live in a one little apartment and beg somebody keep him until him try find him grounds again. The man dropped in the US and dropped into luxury as soon as he got here. You know what I mean? So it was up from then. And Sidem was right there for the whole journey. That's crazy. She deserved him and him deserve her. And I wish both of them nothing but happiness and more success. I'm sitting back as a fan, just watching and detailing and enjoying, because Theme Life is really like a movie, and Sidem is really like Vybz Kartel's co-star in this movie. You have to believe in a great things for happen. And for them life is great things happening. No relationship is perfect, and I hope they understand that too. Yeah? But damn, if this ain't a love story. So I'm gonna read it one more time for you before I close the video. He said, "Happy birthday, Sidem. 10 years ago, behind the darkest walls, love found me in the form of you. You held me down when life tried to break me. Now, with over a year of freedom, I wake up beside a woman who stayed when she never had to. Hashtag one Sidem. You're my peace, my muse, my forever dream, and reality. I never want to lose you. May our love walk every lifetime together, and hashtag forever. Happy birthday, baby. And then he put a little heart emoji and a 100 and 2 champagne glasses and 1 bottle of champagne. And then he said, I love you forever. Happy birthdays to them from the whole Gaza nation to hashtag one Sidem. Big up yourself. Leave your comments in the comment section below, and I'll catch you on the next video. You don't know. It's your host with the most, SouFLoTV. I'm out. Peace.